Okay, I've got some more Obsidian in the mail from Bill Taylor. Another box. Bill Taylor. And some of this stuff is going to be challenging. But I'm going to nap. Let's see, what piece is the biggest? I'm going to try to nap a big piece of mahogany obsidian. These are about the same size. Yes, yes. What about this one? What is it? Should I nap this one first? Maybe I should try this one first. I didn't see this one. Look at all those little incipient bulbs. Let's see what this one has inside it. I'm curious now. Yeah, look at that. Snapshot. Okay, and then let's break into it. Pick a weak spot. Oh, it's one of those. Black butter. Yeah. But it's got internal issues. Yes. What am I doing? I'm testing to see if I loosened anything else. It's got a big natural crack in there. Let's see what else I can do. I gotta get rid of that anyway. Oh, it's got some color to it. It's not just black. It's not just black butter. So it's got some brownish looking coloration in there right there. Okay, what is all this? I have not seen this type of defect in obsidian before. Not that I have napped a whole bunch of obsidian, but I have not seen that before. This is some of my favorite stuff in the world of obsidian. The black butter opaque or non-see-through. Yeah. One of the main reasons is I can see the little slivers and little flakes that can get sneakily under your skin, so to speak. Or literally, not so to speak, but literally they can get under your skin. But with these I can see them. Yeah, because they're not transparent. That's why I like it. One reason. The other reason is it's fun to nap as long as it doesn't start to get too thin. I like it. I like all materials up until it starts to get into the sweat stage. When it starts to cause a lot of stress in the napping, that's when I don't like it. Yeah. Interesting stuff. Let me think here. It doesn't look like it has a crack that goes all the way through there. So if I hit on top there, it might work to eliminate a bunch of that. Okay, well, just might as well try it. Yeah, it's going to cause incipients. What else can I do? What am I trying to do? I'm trying to look for a good way to knock off this part. Maybe I should start trying to knock off the other stuff. Skin off the cortex, maybe. No, I need to get rid of this area that seems to have cracks in it. I know what's usually underneath the cortex. That's not a mystery. It's really crunchy under the cortex usually on pieces like this, but this kind of crack, I don't know. This kind of stuff, I gotta figure out what's there first. Man, that's sweet. Yes, it is. Okay, I see some of that crack. Yeah, all these little pieces are usable. Nice. Okay, so this is like one face of the biface. Let's skim off the other stuff so we can get a second face going here. Yeah, this one has some color. Not all these flakes are usable on this side, but if it has too much, if most of it's cortex, it's not usable. I got to get in a little bit deeper. Like this part of the flake was usable, but as it starts getting over here, it's too crackly. All right. This is good. Yeah. I gotta get my other glove on. I'm gonna take off my jacket too. It's starting to get hot under the collar already, because I don't want to mess it up. Okay. And it warmed up a little bit today. 10 degrees warmer than yesterday. So the shop is 10 degrees warmer than yesterday. I could adjust the space heater to bring the heat down. Not yet. I'll turn off the space heater in a little bit. If I start getting too uncomfortable with this. Let's see. Now these strikes, they might lose power because it's really crunchy underneath the cortex. That one did not lose any power or force. Those are good. See, it has some color right there, but I'm going to lose it on these next few strikes. I'm going to peel that off. Hopefully get some good Arrowhead or little dart point flakes. That was a good flake. It snapped, right? It's only 2 pieces, but it was still good. Yeah. Good stuff. So much for the mahogany obsidian, huh? Well, no. I'll probably knap that also. Get that on video today. Or if not, on this same video. Wavy. It got wavy. That one got wavy. What does that mean? Not much right now. But if it starts to dive, if it starts to act weird like this, when it's thin, that's when you got to worry, because it's going to dive in and cut the piece in half. Some of it has to do with technique, some of it has to do with the material itself. But see, not all of it reacts the same way. See, this one has hackles in there, and this one has no hackles, only Wallner lines. This is a perfect example of the difference. These little striations are hackles, these waves are Wallner lines. These are hackles here. Why do they happen? I don't know. I think there's something got to do with shear forces or something. I don't know. I don't really know. And it doesn't matter, because you can still knap expertly without knowing anything, just like back in the day. Back in the day, they didn't know physics or fracture mechanics, but yet they made beautiful points that you say are superior to what we can do these days. So, following that logic, you would probably be a superior napper if you just didn't pay attention to physics. Right? That's what I see. You don't need to know any of this stuff. You don't need to know any of the fancy stuff. But what about the aliens? They might have taught us how to do it. And the old guys might have known lots of advanced physics. Yeah, you wish. You wish. You don't need to know any of that to be a good flint napper. In fact, you try to get it right as far as the physics goes, it's a losing battle. You might not get it right. There's a good chance that you won't. Physics is not an easy subject. It can be if you just memorize the formulas and all the terminology. What did it do? It's not supposed to. Was it? It dived. Yep, it dived. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit divey. Yeah. Which means it likes a more convex surface. This was too flat. Now, it could have been just a technique, but I think it just likes a more convex surface. It breaks up easy. And yeah, I wanted to dive, see at the end? Yeah, so it likes a lot of convexity. Which means I gotta leave it thick. Yeah. Yeah, if I want to keep the rock happy, I've got to leave it thick. So the rock would be happy. Happy rock. I don't know what rhymes with that. crush. It crushed a lot. Okay. Alright, I can see where this is going to go. I remember this kind of stuff on some of my other ones. These islands that look like volcanic eruptions. Yeah. Look at that. Yep, it dives and it scoops. Oops, it scoops. Whoopie daisy. It's a scoopy daisy. So, some of my favorite stuff is scoopy and divey. Yeah. Yep, it is. Why is it my favorite? Or one of my favorites? It's mainly because of the feel of it, and I can see all the slivers and all the flakes. And it's highly flexible. Except when it's not. Some of this stuff broke up easily. So maybe it has different characteristics in different areas on this piece. Usually this stuff is highly flexible, which means long flakes. You know, like those long Aztec blades. I think they're made of stuff similar to this. But it's got to be consistent. Where's the finer abrader? And the better bopper. Yeah. See, I told you. I'm pretty much done with the bifacing on that one. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to go too much further on this. I want to get to the mahogany obsidian. Where is it? I get too distracted. I want to biface. I think I'm going to biface both of these. I need to put all that black butter into a separate bin. Separate bin? Yeah. Separate bin. If I have one available. Yeah, I think I do. Now I do. Just keep dumping all the glass into one bin eventually. I need to keep this black butter separate so I can make a bunch of points out of it. Get used to it. Make a bunch of points. I gotta start making my keeper cases. And I'm gonna make some of my keepers out of this stuff. I don't have any keeper case items. No, I got rid of all my stuff. But I'm going to make a new batch of keepers now that I have some time. Yeah. Well, that's not. Is this it? No, that's not. I think I got it all. Yeah, what is that? Some of this is triple flow. Yeah. This is probably the same stuff. We shall see. Excuse me while I clean up a little bit. Hold on. done. I'm going to separate these. Yeah, this will be in the auction, but it'll be a finished biface. Maybe I'll try to capture on video, but I doubt it because tomorrow's the auction. I can finish it up quickly off camera. So let's move on. This one's good. That might be good. I can't jump to conclusions. Looks good, but who knows? It's near the cortex, so might not be. It's got interesting color. All right. I'll quit goofing around now. Okay. Glass everywhere. What is it with all this glass? It must be crazy. Yeah, must be. Alright, come on. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got. Yes, shall we? And whenever I do that, I tend to, nap too high up in the air. Can't keep it in frame. Alright, so here we go. So I get two boppers, basically the same size. One is like 8 and some odd ounces. One is 9 and some odd ounces. It's only an ounce difference. Anyway, I used the beat up one to start the initial process, and then the nicer one for the finish up. Oh, I got glass in my glove already. Other one, no distractions. You guys that have been watching, you know that I'll stop if I have a little distraction, because it will rear its ugly head when I least want it to. It'll mess up my napping. What's my strategy? I'm gonna make an arrowhead. Yeah, that's my strategy when I break into these. It varies, and it's never the same. There's no plan because I have to work around any defects. If I start planning and there's a defect, I get all disappointed. Ooh, that's scooped. That's not good. I gotta watch it. If it scoops too much, I'm in big troubles. Yeah, so this is all just opportunistic and doing the worst areas first. Trying to become more careful as time goes on. I am trying to get large flakes in the beginning, so I'm not doing little trimmings too much. You'll see I'll do more of the trimming flakes as it gets thinner, and I can't take these big old flakes like that. That was just too much though. I scooped. But yeah, I want arrowhead flakes that are large enough for arrowheads. Yeah, like this, and add little dart points. Yeah, this is kind of chunky and fat, but it's all right. These are good. Yeah, see, these are all good. Some of these are a little bit too thin. Pain in the butt. Yeah, if I can break it with my hands, it's a little bit too thin for arrowhead. Although it works, I'll keep it anyway. Okay, how do we get rid of these big old square edges? Zigzag. Zig and zag. That was a zig. This is a zag. Do another zig. And do another zag. Just gotta be careful not to overshoot the zags. Okay, don't overshoot them. Do not overshoot them. It doesn't help you. Nope. Alright, should I switch over to the better bopper? The quicker picker-upper. That's what it reminded me of just then. You're losing length. I'm losing length. I'm losing a lot of length. Yeah. Is that good enough? Yeah, this is good enough. Let's just see what we can get out of this one. And then I'll go back to that one. Yeah. See, there's not too much waste. Not too many. These are what I call crud flakes. There's not too much. There's more crud flakes, of course, as you refine the bifaces, and the thinner you go, the more waste there is. Yeah, thin points produce a lot of waste. People don't like to hear that. That's why I keep saying it. Yeah. Thin points are wasteful. Therefore, there had to be a good reason for it. Because waste is not something that you can afford to have back in the day. No. Unless it was something very special that you can justify the waste. Why would something special justify waste? I thought if you didn't waste it, it's more special. No, that's not how the human brain works. Unfortunately. You didn't waste any on that, or very little. That's special. No. Anyone can do this, you know. This is not special. Just very little waste, but it's not special because it's just still a big chunk. It's more special when it's thin and there's lots of waste. Yeah. Of course, the waste is incidental. It's not intentional. Okay. It happens because of your goal. What is your goal? Goal is something thin? Okay, well, you're not intentionally trying to make waste. It's incidental. A lot of researchers, a lot of people who analyze lithics, they get mixed up between intentional and incidental. If everything's intentional, then when you produce a lot of waste from making a thin point, using that logic that everything's intentional, that means you intended to use it to make a lot of waste. That was your intent, or at least one of your intents is to produce a lot of waste. But that's never the intent. No, it's incidental. It's just a side effect of your goal. Same with mistakes due to trying to thin something down, like an overshot. Overshots are incidental because of your goal of thinning, not intentional. Can you make overshots intentionally? Sure. But I've proven over and over again that they don't help you. No. What if you wanted to remove material in that spot that you got the overshot? Eh? Still, it's incidental. It's good luck. It's just fortunate. It's fortuitous. A fortuitous accident. Because there is such a thing. In Flintknapping, there are fortuitous accidents. What's fortuitous? An accident in your favor. Produces good fortune. Unexpected benefit. I mention these things over and over again because there's lots of new guys. And they come over from other areas of the internet that are still in the Stone Ages, so to speak, when it comes to analyzing lithics. They're not up to speed, or they've been indoctrinated and they don't want to be up to speed. Yeah, they can't live in a world where overshots are bad. Just can't do it. No. Can't live in a world where thinning is wasteful. They won't admit it. Look at that. It got me. Got me on here too somewhere. I feel another itch. This one wasn't as good as this one. Alright, they look to be about the same to begin with, but I don't know what happened with this one. I don't know, maybe it was smaller to begin with. Or I took a big chunk out of this by accident, yeah. I did make a little mistake there. And it was not a fortuitous mistake. And I did a couple overshots on this one, or no? I don't know. How did you make this? How did you make it? I don't even know myself. I don't even know how I made it, because I forget. I did it, but I forgot how I made it. But I could tell you how the artifacts were made. I can't tell you how I made this, but I can tell you how artifacts were made. Yeah? Yeah. No, it don't work that way. If you can't even tell how you made it, how are you supposed to know how artifacts were made? As an example, that's just one problem with knowing or thinking you know how the artifacts were made. That's one problem. There's various problems with claiming that we know how they're made. We got general knowledge. We don't have specific. People want to know the specifics, but we don't have specifics. And yeah, some flakes can be attributed to certain techniques, and it looks like a certain technique, but you don't know for sure. And again, I say all this because of the new guys. Okay. Yeah, they'll change the channel, I know. But I don't care. Yeah. I like my current peeps. I like my current peeps. Alright, my battery power is getting to the point where I can't go any further, so I'm going to cut the video here. When the battery power gets down to 5%. It's at 15% right now. So let me refine this a little bit more. And then I'll go back to the other one. See if I can refine it safely with the billet. What is safely? You know, without breaking it. And without messing it up. I can keep it from breaking, but if I scoop it and mess it up, that's another problem. This stuff is actually not too bad. It's similar to the black butter in knappability, but I think it may be this might be a little more delicate. Like it feels like the flakes break up a lot more. You know, these flakes will break up a lot more than the black butter. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. No, I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? I think that's the limits of my safety. How about refining this one down? Yeah, that's safer. I'm gonna get, for the thumbnail, I'm gonna take pictures of all three of these bifaces. Okay. 3 for 3. 3 nodules, 3 bifaces. And then, you know, a bunch of arrowhead flakes. Right. So, you know, the ones that are too thin and curved, they're kind of a pain to work with. Even though I like the smaller arrowheads. That's a good size because I can get some length out of it. Yeah. Even though it's still going to be a hassle to nap that down. I like the longer ones because it gives me options. I can make a longer arrowhead. Make them fancy. Oh, there's a natural crack in it. Yes. Yeah. Dang it. Those are dangerous. When you're thinning and they rear their ugly head, you don't know what happened. You think you've lost your talent and you just hang your head for days. Because you just spent the last 2 years working on a technique and it broke. You broke it and you think it's you. But it's not. In many cases, it's not you. Just go with what usually works. That's the best you can hope for. Just go with what usually works. And I looked up. Usually has no exact definition. When someone says usually or generally, it has no exact percentage or definition of what is usual or common or generally speaking. It's the usually or generally is between 60 and 75% of the time. That's the common accepted percentage. Some people say, no, I'm not going to accept generally unless it's like 90% of the time. Yeah, that's you know, it's up to you. But when you see generally, or when you hear generally, or mostly, or whatever, it's between 60 and 75%. Some people go as low as 51%. If something occurs 51% of the time, just above halfway, 50-50, that's generally. That's what they consider generally. Now, you gotta watch out for those. The higher the percentage that they're talking about, the better. The lower, that's the worst. Don't listen to that. And I was thinking, well, how does that relate to Flintknapping? Because bifaces and preforms are not clearly defined, especially a biface. What is a biface? It's not clearly defined. I tried to define it myself, and I say 60% or more flaked on both sides with secondary flaking. Not the original flake scar, but the secondary flaking. 60% or more on both sides. But you eyeball it, you know. Well, you know, that's the minimum. Just like generally. The minimum is 60%, I think. So that's where I get that from. When I define a biface, it's flaked 60% or more on both sides. Uniface, it's just flaked 60% or more on one side. And the other side is just the original flake scar. Alright, clear. Yeah, I'm starting to get into dicey territory. Yeah. I got to prepare the edges a little bit better. I think we're getting down to 5% power on the phone. The screen just dimmed, yeah. Alright, so just a couple more hits. There. Let's see what else. There. There's a step fracture right there I don't like. Come on. I'm looking for opportunities. Sometimes as I clear off delicate areas by chipping, I can find opportunities, but sometimes it ruins it. It takes too much off. I don't see any benefit. See if it made it all the way across. It did, but it didn't go the right way. Luckily, it didn't dive. It was supposed to go that way to catch that step fracture right there. But it didn't. It made a good arrowhead flake, though. Oh, gosh. I tried my best. Still didn't do it. Did I try my very, very best? Generally my best. I put like the minimum is 60% effort. If I call it my best, it's about a 60% or more effort. Yeah. Yeah. Ouch. I'm playing with the odds, but not in a good way. That's it. Okay. Yeah, I could work on this other one, this black butter, but I don't want to break it. No, this is my favorite one, so I don't want to break my favorite. Don't get me wrong, I like these other ones too, but this one is so nice. See, I don't want to get it too thin either, because if I knock a big flake off of this right now and it scoops too much, it's going to have to be thinned too much. And I'm going to end up with a lot of little islands in it. And a lot of little diving flakes and stuff, stupid stuff like that. So I had to keep it convex. Maintain the thickness. These I don't have, it doesn't seem like I have to. These are thinning down quite nicely. And this didn't scoop at the end as much as this stuff does. So this actually is acting better than this one. See this on the end? It's actually curved like a wave. You know, it's like a wave coming in. This one is just like a swell. It's just a swell. It's not a wave. I can rub my finger here, but on this one I can't. This is sharp, right there. I can barely touch that. So I gotta watch it on that one. Did I take a picture, or did I get too distracted and spaz out? Spazzed. The internet says I shouldn't use the word spaz. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, that's good enough. Take a snapshot, and there you go. That's it.